So you've heard of Yuzu? Well, get ready for Newzoo.
Well, no, what is Yuzu?
That's the best ever. Uh, this topic is the Nintendo versus emulation debate, which has been going on for forever and a day now. But I guess it's finally made some
Oh,
headway.
I will admit, I I do know of one instance
Yeah.
involving it, so I'll save it to see if it crops up. So,
Yeah. So Nintendo's back at it again with trying to be a big baby about their IP protection,
mm,
and they're going after emulations again.
yeah. Well,
And they're trying to, well, let's be honest, they're just trying to make emulation illegal, which I think is their ultimate goal. And this is affecting quite a few well-known emulations
mm,
or emulators. Case in point, Yuzu.
yeah. Um, can I say my feelings on the whole emulation side of it, maybe being why it has
Well,
copyright, why it not?
you are in this podcast, so I'd say you're entitled to. Yes.
Yippee!
Yippee.
So, I mean, if you know, you know, the amount of games that have been archived or that are, you know what I mean? There's like an archive of games. The
Mhm.
numbers of it have dropped off significantly due to games getting delisted or not being playable on more modern consoles, not being available in their library. So a lot of them are
Mm.
lost. Prices of the games, you know, too goddamn expensive, so that you can't play them. You know, the lack of the making it compatible to play.
Yeah.
And that's what emulators is doing. Emulators are, yes, I will admit, I see where Nintendo's coming from on the side that it's affecting their sales as per such, but they're not directly selling their games anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. Most. Okay, so I guess with Yuzu, and I guess all the ones like Ryujinx, I think that's how you pronounce it, or
Mm.
Ryujinx or something. I don't know. Ones that can emulate like Switch stuff. Okay, you
Okay,
might
now
have a
that's,
point with
yeah,
that
I understand
because
that.
Switch is more new, but Switch is harder to emulate anyway. So the majority of emulators are for like old games. I guess for Nintendo, like the GameCube, the Game
Yeah,
Boy, all stuff like that. One, because it's easy to emulate. Also, two, they're not really being sold anymore.
yeah.
So
What?
Nintendo wouldn't be making a profit either way. All
Yeah,
right. Oh, actually,
that's what I'm
maybe a,
saying.
maybe a conspiracy thought. Do you reckon this is crops up again because of their Nintendo Online
Could be
subscription, where you can play like
older
NES and
games.
SNES games?
Yes, but we know the library of them are kind of piss poor at
Yes.
times. Let's be honest.
So emulator is still better. Plus, you don't have to pay for it.
Exactly. And there's actually, you can get into more obscure games or
Mhm.
games that you actually want, which Nintendo just haven't added because
Yeah.
why the fuck not? But
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit biased on this as a user of emulators,
yeah, but I
but
think it's like what you're saying with the whole one that emulates Nintendo Switch games. I
mm,
understand that because yeah, they are still sold from stores from Nintendo, so any money will go to Nintendo. Still receives that money from sales,
mm,
and they're sold on the store, online stores, and that. So they still receive money from them sales. But let's be honest, if I'm trying to buy Pokemon Leaf Green, Nintendo will not be making any money off that. No, user 715 on eBay is making money off that.
yeah, they're making at least a tenner.
No. There's some Pokemon games that sell for like 200.
Oh,
There's some that sell for a grand or something like that.
200 is at
There's
least a tenner, so I'm still right.
there is one game and it's literally, I think there's like a digital Pokebox and it's for the GameCube. I think that's quite expensive.
Yeah, I know there's like sort of original cartridges of like Super Mario and that are
Yeah.
still going
So
for
you
God
see what I
knows
mean? They're games that Nintendo won't profit from, but
what.
if they're having a go at emulators in general, they're having a go at emulators of games that they're not going to be making a profit on unless they add it onto Nintendo Online, but the chance of them adding any game that we actually want, yeah, very little, very little. So,
Yeah.
so you can see my for and against in that same point there. It
Hmm.
depends on what games they are. Are they ones that Nintendo could still have a way of making money off, or if not? Because Smash Brothers Melee, which I'll get onto, which is the point I'm getting onto now, is not something that they can make a profit off, but is something they've had a problem with people emulating themselves. Do you know what I'm on about? It's not Smash Brothers Melee. I think it's just the first Smash Brothers game.
The Smash 64. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
just Smash, isn't it?
whichever it is. Yeah.
But what it is, it was to do with the esports tournaments.
Oh yes, the tournaments. I forgot about
With I think it was with COVID,
that.
because they couldn't meet up and do it. I thought, crap, how are we doing it? I know. Let's use an emulator for now. So they use an emulator. Nintendo shut them down.
Hmm.
So Nintendo's core values is family, friends, playing together with others, isn't it? They're just
Yeah.
discarding all of that
Or is it
because,
because the emulations are usually played single player?
yeah.
It's like, no, hey, you're not including your friends. You can't play it.
But what it is I think it's that, and it's like it's rubbish. It's like they're still carrying on with
Hmm.
a tournament. Yes, you're using an emulator. Yes, we know you don't like emulators, but tough titty. But do you think they're right in saying that?
Uh, no.
Well, I mean, you are an emulator user at the end of the day,
Yeah,
though, aren't you?
yeah.
But I think
But
games that I mean, they just have a problem with anything that they don't like.
hmm.
Does that make them like
But
nuts? Does that make them racist?
no. Uh,
Nintendo are racist
hmm.
towards
That's,
emulators.
yeah. I suppose this current one that's been going around, also it is aimed at Yuzu. Uh, as not
Yeah.
not specifically, I wouldn't say, but it's mainly aimed at Yuzu. And they've tried to get technical.
Mm.
They've got technical with it.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're getting technical
Oh god.
because I guess to stop anyone in courts going, yeah, but you're not making money off this game.
Oh,
Uh,
which is what I said.
they're
Oh.
they're getting technical. So I have a quote here, and it's basically it's saying the specific emulations, they're bypassing security measures, which isn't very good. That's
I
a
can
big
hack
no-no.
Nintendo by emulating Yoshi's Island. Is that
Yeah,
what they're
exactly.
saying?
So this is a quote from, I guess, a Nintendo spokesperson relating to the takedown notices that have been sent. So, when a game is started on the Nintendo Switch console, a game TPM is decrypted using cryptographic keys that are protected by console TPMs, which are technical protection measures,
So
I guess,
yeah,
to
so
say for the
it
record.
basically it's the old sort of anti-piracy screen thing that you
Yeah.
see.
The games themselves can then be decrypted by the decrypted game TPMs so the game can be played.
Mm.
So this is basically, I'm assuming this is relating to the updated switches where
Yeah,
older models can be cracked, but the new ones
but
can't
what
because of
the saying
encryption.
is, so what they're saying is, ah, the
Mm,
saying how that anti-piracy works. Yes,
yeah. So
that is if you're playing an actual game cartridge
yeah,
on the console.
but that's not all. They also say, again, in one of the takedown notices, that no person shall circumvent a technological measure that effectively controls access to a work protected under this title. It's basically saying uh, people that use emulators
Scum.
because people that use emulators because they've gotten hold of, let me see if I remember. I want to say it's called an IPS. Is it IPS? Brian, you'll know
Yeah,
this. Is it an IPS or an ISP or
I
something?
think it's an
Basically,
ISP key.
yeah,
Yeah,
get the keys. It's like, oh, you're bypassing that decryption, even though you're probably using an older console which didn't have
yeah.
the encryption on it in the first place.
What the fact is though, right? So what that is basically is that's anti-piracy. It's an anti-piracy key protection. So it's to stop anyone putting a pirated copy of a game into the console
Mm.
and playing that. Why is that such a big bother that they don't want anyone playing
Oh,
that pirated game on that console? It's,
also,
it's because they wouldn't be getting the money from it. So they are
yeah,
still talking in like a present context, like someone booting up a pirated game on that on its retrospective console, meaning that rather than buying the actual official game, making Nintendo lose money. Whereas an emulator would not necessarily using that console and not necessarily using that game that is being that can that not it's not even a game that's sold by Nintendo, so it's not really
mm,
needed an anti-piracy measure, if that
yeah,
makes
and
sense.
in cases as well, let's get specifically with the Switches, most of the files needed, like the game files, so the did we say it was IPS?
ISP. I think it's ISP.
ISP,
I really do think it's
ISP.
ISP.
It's the IPS or the ISP. Either way,
Internal Security Program.
most of
Maybe.
them, if you try and get them online, let's be honest, the internet's the Wild West. They're probably riddled with viruses anyway.
Yeah.
So the only way you're going to safely do it is by owning a quote unquote cracked version, which is literally just you have an older copy.
Unprotected copy.
Yeah, and then putting it onto an emulator yourself. So you have purchased the game legally and then
Yeah.
just put it on an emulator.
So I understand that for more modern day ones that they can still make
Mm.
money off that. I understand, but if it's older games you want to emulate, I think that should be like keep the memory of it alive.
Yeah, I mean, I just use emulators to emulate all Pokemon games because the ROMing seems for that
It's
is
ISP. Yes, it is ISP.
it's ISPs.
It's ISP. I was right. And what
It's
is
the
it? What's
ISP.
it? What is? What is? Oh. Anyway, well, I don't know. It's confusing what he's putting. But it works for newer games that they're still selling, but anti-piracy measures are needed for games that is being sold by user 123 on eBay. You know what I mean? Or
Hmm.
games that will only be made.
So what you're saying is to not be hypocritical, they need to go after user 567 on eBay.
Yeah. No. So what it is, if Nintendo was
Don't give them
taking what it
ideas
is
because
they
they
are.
will.
If there's no way of Nintendo making money on a game that an old game that's being emulated, and they're claiming that it's because obviously it's bypassing this key thing that
Hmm.
it's classed as piracy, which it is
But
practically
if you didn't
piracy.
have the key,
But the reason for that ISP key, the reason for that rule, that law, was to protect anyone getting the game pirated. Therefore, not paying the money for the proper game that has that key that Nintendo received the money from. You know, they received the money from that. If that makes sense, do you
yeah,
get what I'm saying? 'Cause I probably explain stuff good, but to me, it sounds like I'm making no sense.
no, I get it.
So
It's
yeah,
all to do with your anti-piracy measures and all
yeah, anti-piracy measures are only there to stop it from getting pirated, so that the money can be made off it.
that. Hmm.
And now they're saying, oh, all emulators are like that, when really they are no longer making money off most of the games that people are emulating.
But really, if you actually ask Nintendo up front, they'd probably say it's not all about the money. It's not all about the money, Spider-Man.
It always is.
Yeah, it always is, but they'll never say that. They'll never tell you that to your face. Any company won't, because it just makes them seem bad.
Exactly. I think I got someone at the door, but I think we pretty much covered this topic.
Is it the Amazon man again?
No,
Has he come to your house now?
I think it's me mum.
Oh, does she work for Amazon?
No,
Oh,
but I think
it's Miyamoto.
Nintendo.
It's Reggie with a baseball bat. He's come for you. And just like that, he's been silenced. As the last surviving member of this podcast that will dare speak freely. I'd like to say emulators are a good way to play older classic games and also add new experiences to those games.
I'm back. But yeah, I do.
Oh, he hasn't been silenced by Nintendo.
No, I haven't. But I do feel like we've covered this topic. I feel like there's not much we can say. Do you think?
There is a point where you do just start waffling about the exact same thing over and over again.
Yeah. But
Would you
is
like to say
Nintendo right
a
or
final
wrong?
summary?
Is Nintendo right or wrong to try and ban emulating full stop?
Hmm.
If they really cared about games, would they let the
No.
memories of them die?
Full stop? No. If they're trying to crack down on...
Modern day stuff.
Yeah, if you're cracking down on, like, Switch emulation, I guess fair game, because you're still actually developing stuff on Switch. Anything else? No.
No. Exactly.
Hmm.
Oh, there you are. But yeah, I think that's it for today's episode.
So there you go, Nintendo. There is your solution from us to you.
Nintendo no, Nintendo don't.
Because Miyamoto, we know you watch this as well.
Nintendo ban. I mean, wow, it's been an action-packed episode.
You are our 4th subscriber, we know.
We've had Chris Eubank on the podcast.
About everyone.
Yeah, we're gonna have Mike Tyson, Jake and Logan Paul watching this,
And we're gonna fight
Nintendo.
Jake Paul and Logan Paul. That's gonna be great. I can't wait for these next episodes.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Next thing you know, it's God himself.
That'll be a good one.
No, it's just Morgan Freeman.
Is that for the 10 subscriber special?
God appears on Jesus. Jesus rises from the grave on Easter Sunday just to go on the podcast.
If we get 10 subscribers by Easter,
yeah, we'll fight
Do we
Jake
have-
and Logan Paul.
yeah, and Jesus can watch. Jesus can be the referee. Oh, 10 subs will release the merch. Maybe not. Release the merch of Jesus.
I think merch would be great, but we do need to get subs. We need to get up there. We need to get out there because we've got good content.
So as this is the last topic of the day, do we want to do a quick fire round of just some technical hiccups we're going over at the moment?
Yes.
Because we don't really have enough for a full update video.
No.
Yeah. So quick fire round, quick summary round, quick fastest update in the West.
Okay.
The scheduling difficulties.
Just due to people being busy. Yeah.
We all actually have lives.
I know it's hard to believe, isn't it?
So episodes are going to be weekly, but some of us are going to be on in 1 week, and then some of us won't be the other week.
Yeah. Uploading it. To get around
Brian, just because you don't have a life.
Yeah, and you don't even speak.
Just because you don't have a mouth.
Goddamn mute. But and we need to get some socials set up at some point. But yeah, we just want to keep. We enjoy what we're doing, and the world. You need to make better news.
Yeah, the world is.
Give us entertaining stuff like the Mike. I'm not going to talk about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight again. Blooming hell, that'll get me blood running.
Yeah. So yeah, summary. Summaries. I guess there's more episodes, but less people on them. I think.
We're still gonna be here.
Yeah,
don't you
we're
worry.
still here. We're not quitting. As much as you might want us to, we're not going anywhere.
Never back down, never surrender. No, I'm not going to say that.
Because we entertain ourselves by annoying you.
Well, we don't hope to annoy you.
I do.
And on that note, thank you for watching yet again. And yeah, we'll see you around.
What do you mean that isn't the purpose of this podcast?
Oh, come on.